All right. Um, Picture doesn't look too great there, does it? Hey, Loki. Oh, you missed a whole bunch of technical issues. Okay, so I got something going on with my bit rate here. It looks like, well, it doesn't look so bad all the time. Mostly the fog and when it moves. See how an interior place looks. Yeah, the static picture seems to look fine. I'm watching it on another screen right now, and but when it moves, I see some grainy artifacting and stuff. That definitely doesn't show up on my screen. Yeah, I remember it looking better when I was doing it through GeForce Experience, though. Let me just try moving that bitrate up just a little bit, see if that helps. Yeah, no, it's not that bad. It's just not up to my picky standards. I remember it being better. And honestly, I think Shadowplay performs better. It uses less system resources because it's all integrated into the graphics card. OBS kind of does its own thing. So I'll go back to Shadowplay once they got that fixed. It looks like their last update broke it for everybody.
Hail, Dragonborn! What is it? Is there something in my teeth? Oh gods, I sure hope not.
I think on Shadowplay I was up around, like 4.5 or 4.6 kilobits per second. So let's try 4.6, see if that helps a little bit. And if not, I guess we'll just deal with it. And when I actually record gameplay for produced videos, I'm up around like, I think like 9 kilobits or something like that. Yeah, those invisible torches are ridiculous. I don't know what it is about Helgen Reborn that causes AFT followers to do that, but... Okay, well, it looks a little better now to me anyway. I was still looking a little noisy when I turn the camera, but I think it's getting a little better. Yeah, the fog out here is thicker than peanut butter. Yeah, okay, that looks a little better to me. I think that's acceptable. Okay. How's everybody doing? I missed you guys since yesterday, I guess. So it's been a couple weeks since we have checked in with Jagasta here, our moon monk kung fu kitty. And that's because a couple weeks ago, I was showing off my Ashlander character for Baofish's character concept challenge. I had a lot of fun with that. Already getting started on testing load orders for the Cryomancer challenge, issued by our own Hastur. Glad to hear you're doing well there, Magus. I saw Loki had some Halloween decorations up, and he was eating some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Can't complain about that. We got Haggis Hunter, William McNee. Yeah, so I wanted to walk everybody through my Ashlander concept. I had a lot of fun with it. There was a lot of nuance and stuff involved in it that I wanted to talk about. But now we are moving on to the Cryomancer stuff, and I will show that one off in a few weeks. And then last week was the community talk about the concept challenges. There was some really good conversation to be had and some concepts to talk about, and I had a lot of fun with the roundtable. Looking forward to doing it again. But we didn't get to stream last week because of it. Not a problem. That's a sacrifice I am happily willing to make. But Jagasta, it's been a while. We were doing the Helgen Reborn quest, and we were able to return... Well, Marcus and Valerius needed a day to figure out what to do to restore this once great city. And their plan is they need Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, this guy named Horst. And he is currently captured by the Thalmor, and he is holed up in a prison. So we need to go spring him. Their plan was to dress up Jagasta as an Imperial officer here to transfer a prisoner to another prison. I don't think Jagasta is going to be able to pull that off. I think what we're going to try to do instead is... You know what? Do you guys actually have torches, or are you just...
feels right somehow, having this new life as an adventurer.
Having this invisible torch.
Good day, friend. Keeping well? No problem. How can I help?
If he has a torch in his inventory, it might look a little... Oh, he does. He's just... refusing to equip it. Oh no, that was my inventory. No, he doesn't care. Alright, I think they'll snap out of it at some point. For some reason, they love using invisible torches in that Helgen Keep area there. Yeah, anyway, I think the way that we're going to play this infiltration is we are going to pose as an emissary from elsewhere, here to speak to a prisoner, or to have him extradited to elsewhere for crimes against Khajiit. Is that how you would say humanity, but in the frame of Khajiit? I don't know. Punchcat returns. Absolutely. How's it going there, Hawkeye? So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I do not expect it to work out at all. We're probably going to have to fight our way all the way into the bowels of the dungeons. But that's okay. I know Jagasta likes to avoid bloodshed when he can. The screen blurring is either an ENB effect or Obsidian Weathers or something like that. It blurs in this area all the time when we close in on the Pale Pass. And the weather gets really cold. So don't mind the blurry. Katniss. Felinity. So that's how we're going to play it. Probably a lot of kung fu action here in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. Maybe some death? I don't know. Let me make sure we have death alternative turned on just in case we meet an untimely demise here. I know when I'm doing some playtesting and stuff, I turn that off because it can be a nuisance. The other thing is I am seeing a little bit of stutter when I turn the camera, and that is tied to running the game in borderless windowed mode. If I run it in full screen mode, it's smooth as butter. The animations actually seem fairly fine. It's just when moving the camera there's a little bit of judder. But what the borderless windowed mode does for me is if I do get a freeze, I should be able to end the process through Task Manager and I don't have to restart the stream. So I will sacrifice a little bit of smoothness for stream stability, especially considering the issues that I've been having lately. It's always a learning experience. Hey, there's a see you later in the stream chat there. How's it going, buddy? Oh, I remember last time you joined us, you got really mad at me for capturing Sadia. Well, that ship has sailed. Hopefully we can move forward and be friends. Okay, guys, here's the plan. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to pull off being an Imperial officer. Hold on, you guys are really bugging me. Just blink them out of existence. He didn't want to come back. That's no good. Oh boy. I didn't expect you to take it too seriously there. Okay, where is Eric? We disabled him. I was going to enable him. And he refuses to enable. How about... let's try this. Okay. No more invisible torches. You got that? The rules are very clear. You have one job, and that's not to carry an invisible torch.
It just feels right somehow, having this new life as an adventurer.
Now, if you're asking for a fist bump, that's another thing. But don't keep your fist out there. If I fist bump your fists, put that thing away. Alright. So here's the plan. I'm posing as an emissary from elsewhere, here to take extradition of the prisoner Korst. You are my Imperial Legion escort, and you are my personal bodyguards, alright? Alright. Quick save. This is going to go terribly, I already know it.
Who are you, and what do you want?
I am Jigasta, emissary from elsewhere. Here to take extradition of the prisoner 1138, also known as Korst.
You're not even in uniform. Do you take me for a fool, spy? Guards, to arms!
Yeah, that went about as well as I expected. Alright. Ah! You need to go. Okay. Wow, they just... never-ending Thalmor agents over here. Okay, well... the infiltration didn't go as expected. Well, actually, it went exactly as expected, but the combat thereafter went pretty well, I think. Speaking of tech stuff and technical issues and everything, I think NVIDIA finally got their 30 series stability issues figured out with the driver update. I have not had a crash, fingers crossed, knock on wood, since that update. So we should be cooking with gas at this point. I think if we get a crash, it is completely Skyrim to blame, and that's actually kind of par for the course. So now that we're running in windowed mode, though, I'm hoping that is less of a severe issue. We may still get some crashes, but we'll be able to deal with them a little easier. Wow. Ritual Stone overpowered. Yeah, Ritual Stone is overpowered, and also having, you know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 members of your party outside of all the wayward spirits that have dropped off at your footstep. Tend to make short work of legendary difficulty, I would think. Yeah, also in tech news, I have greatly increased the airflow of my PC case. And for those of you who have not judged me harshly on this yet, I am running a pre-built iBuyPower gaming rig. It was just the cheapest way to do it at the time because of the blockchain mining craze. GPUs were very hard to find, and their prices were like very elevated. So really, the cheapest way to get a gaming PC at that time was to buy a pre-built, because the manufacturers still had access to OEM pricing right from the GPU manufacturers, and things weren't being scalped at ridiculously high prices to cater to the Bitcoin miners. But the downside of that was that my case, it had some very nice components in it, but they kind of cheaped out on the water cooler, which is just a single 120 millimeter fan slot. And there was a tempered glass faceplate right in front of the two main front fans, the intake fans in the front of the case. I was getting normally around 80 degrees Celsius during gaming on my CPU, which is really high, really hot, and that would eventually lead to, you know, failure and also throttled performance, because the way computer components work is that if they get too hot, they'll throttle down the power consumption to get the heat down to prevent damage to the component. So the cooler you can run your system, the faster it'll run in general. So 80 degrees is actually pretty hot for a non-overclocked CPU. Oh, nice.
Although, I guess they won't be anything now that they're dead.
But by just ripping off the tempered glass faceplate, it looks like a bit of a Frankenstein rig now, but I was able to save myself 10 degrees Celsius, which is about 18 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not small beans when you're talking about CPU temperatures. So I'm really happy with that. Next on the agenda is to get a fancy water cooler that hooks up to my dual 140mm fan slots. Well, we're doing a lot of yeeting while I'm talking. Get a nice big radiator for that. I'm looking at the Kraken X30 or X63 for that. Kind of drop some hints for my wife. My birthday's coming up soon, so. Let's see. See you later. Are you using display tweaks with the NVIDIA module? No, I am not. At least, not that I'm aware of. Is that something in the drivers? My bitrate I think is a little lower because I have to use because Shadowplay and NVIDIA GeForce Experience right now are having troubles broadcasting to YouTube. They seem to be working fine to Twitch and everything like that, but for now I switched to OBS, and this is the first time I've streamed using OBS, so I need to fiddle with the bit rates and stuff like that. So if you're seeing some difference in graphical quality, that's why. It looks fairly decent. But you know, when the camera's moving and stuff like that, you might get some fuzziness. Yeah. And if you count the months, you know why there are a lot of births in October. Tends to line up with the cold months where everybody's cuddling and getting a little fricky. Now everybody's thinking about their parents hooking up in the January and February time frame there. Sorry about that. Okay. Getting sidetracked here. I really want to keep my eye out for Forgotten Magic Redone spell tomes, because there are plenty in that mod that I would like to add to Jugasta's arsenal that I don't have yet. And I'm getting lost. I'm pulling a wind here. Sorry to wind. No offense, of course. It's all in good fun. Okay, we went down there already. Okay, this might be new. Okay, yeah, we walked right by him. Oh, typical. I got too distracted talking about nerd stuff that I forgot to focus on the nerd stuff that was right in front of my face here. Alright, Korst.
Please, get me down from here. Release the shackles.
Hold on, I gotta do this. I'll be back. Just give it a minute for dramatic effect. I'm back.
Thank you. Let me see if I can walk. So dizzy.
Oh yeah, that quarantine baby boom.
So
What else is there to do, really? Well, video games.
can't walk.
If you're playing a ton of video games, though, let's face it, you're probably not making a ton of babies, right?
I'll have you as good as new in a second.
Yes, that's much better now, Sienna. Thank you.
Of course, I should have expected the puns.
Sienna, What are you doing here?
Okay, thank you. See you later.
Valerius sent us to find
I'm
you
always looking to
and
expand my
bring you home.
knowledge.
Did you think we would let you rot in here?
I didn't know, Falco. I thought I might die in this stinking place. Are all those guards dead? You killed them all?
No, not all of them. Our new friend here is quite a fighter.
Yes. Who is this with you? I've never seen him before.
Touche,
A
Hawkeye.
traveler and a new friend of Marcus Janus. Of course, you won't believe it. Marcus is in Skyrim.
Marcus Janus in Skyrim? You must be drinking too much meat again, Falco.
No, it's true. And he's back in Helgen with Valerius.
With Valerius.
I bet
What was with the
Valerius
sultry
has
tone
a
on that?
man coming.
Is there like a thing between Marcus and Valerius?
Why is Marcus here?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not sure, but something about rebuilding Helgen, I think. Of course, we can talk about that later. We need to go.
Yes. Let's get out of here before any more of those Dalmor maggots show up.
Well, you can't travel like that. Is your gear around here anywhere?
Yes. I believe they put it in this chest over there. Let me see. Yes, there it is.
Was there a gigantic chain gun in there?
Much
And a cigar?
Perhaps our new friend here will lead the way. We will be right behind you.
Close enough. Next best thing, I guess. Oh, Haster with the pun criticism. I mean, I get it, man. Puns are painful. They are. But they also must be done. You can't identify a pun and not put it out there for others to share in your disgust and grief. See, that's the thing. I've been told when I groan at a pun that these bad puns, they're not supposed to be funny. They're not supposed to elicit laughter. They're supposed to elicit groans and disgust. And that's something kind of unique to the human race I've always wondered about. You know, a lot of behaviors that we have can be attributed to survivability instincts. Things that help us survive. Things that help us, you know, carry on our lineage. In terms of progeny and stuff like that. But annoying people and disgusting people, which is fundamentally entertaining to most of us, I would say, has no evolutionary purpose. Right? At best, it might cause somebody to admire our moxie. In most cases, it results in varying degrees of social ostracism, right? Even if just temporary. You come up with a particularly groany pun, somebody's going to tell you to get the hell out of here. And then they might welcome you back the next day or the next week or whatever. At worst, you're going to get clubbed in the head. Which is the exact opposite of evolutionary survival instinct, right? These are the things I think about when I have too much time on my hands. If I'm laying there on the couch and I'm watching something that I'm not really into, and I see my dog laying there licking her paws or whatever, I can't help but reach over and poke her in the butt, like start stuff. Get a rise out of her. Distracts them. Yeah, And you've seen it in other apes too, messing with animals that could eat them easily if they caught them. So I've seen like videos of monkeys hanging from trees and like teasing like lions and stuff like that. There's no survival purpose tied to that. A monkey's just being a dick for its own amusement. But you know, all it would take is one small wrong move at just the wrong time, and that monkey is now lunch, easily. Yeah, we like to see entities at rest be stirred, I think, when we're bored. We like to mess with stuff for our own amusement. Oh yeah, my dog actually smiles. It's real. Her whole face changes. And I've read articles on it. It is an actual real thing, but they don't know where they learned it. They don't tend to smile at each other out in the wild or when they're not around people, so it's theorized that
Don't get too far ahead.
they learned certain facial expressions from their humans, which is actually quite interesting, quite intriguing when you think about it. The closeness between certain animal species and humans. Why is there a bear? Oh, you know what? It's been a while since I played Jagasta. I forget that Khanarthi likes to drop off dead bodies at his feet.
So you're Dragonborn. I never believed in all that nonsense. I've always trusted... Staying safe, I hope?
Yep. And I have your buddy here.
Shor's bones. I see now why Marcus has spoken so highly of you. Quite impressive. Now, let's see if we can find out what in the name of Akatosh is going on in that prison. Gorst, thank the gods you're safe. But how in Oblivion were you even captured?
Just how effectively we're able to communicate with animals that we can't actually talk to through nonverbal and verbal means
To our new friend, you're okay now. Tell me what you learned.
is impressive to me.
Prison, all right, and it's heavily guarded inside. Well, it was heavily guarded. There are none alive in there now. The commandant was never there that I could tell.
Did anyone mention where he was?
I overheard the guards joking about him getting soft in their embassy and spending too much time with some whore from the Tormas Tavern. But that's all I could hear them say.
Did you learn anything else?
Well, I didn't think much of it at the time, but I overheard a guard talking about how many prisoners were coming and going from the prison. And I noticed several new prisoners abruptly get taken away while I was there, just like he said.
Hail, Dragonborn!
They were not tortured, beaten, or starved either. I guess they saved all of that for me. And wait. Yes, one group had a family, a woman and a small child, but he was not old enough to fight. The guard was joking about raping the woman and selling the child to bandits as a slave. Could that be true? They are selling slaves?
Well now, that's certainly a lot to chew on. Excellent work, old friend. I'll check and see if any of my sources know about any of this. Thank you, Korst. You go get something to eat and some sleep. I need you well rested. Dismissed. You've done me a great service, friend. You saved his life, and for that I will never be able to repay you. Is there anything else you can add?
No, this one thinks Korst's report was accurate and complete.
Did you hear anything about slaves?
No, but the prison was quite big, and Korst was the only prisoner. Lots of empty cells.
So it looks like the elves are up to no good. Where else to easily kidnap people than in Skyrim? All they have to say is that they're worshipping Talos. I'm sure many of these enforcers skulking about in Skyrim are under their command. I know you've had a long day, and I won't keep you. We'll let you know when we have anything new. But please, check in with Marcus as soon as you can. Thank you again, my friend.
Oh yeah, body language is super important when you're dealing with animals of any kind, actually. You just have to be aware of some things that you might do
Hello.
that could be seen as threatening movements or whatever. Or how to signal that you are not threatening. Okay, Sienna, what would you like to talk about?
I just wanted to introduce myself mostly. I'm Sienna. There, formal introduction over. I feel better now, don't you?
Oh, she's quirky. Okay, hello, Sienna. Tell me about yourself, yes?
Well, I like moonlit walks through the old ruins, candlelit workshops, and the feel of cold steel in my hand. You know, the same stuff as other women.
Well, you seem quite different than other women. Hence the quirky comment.
I'm not quite sure how to take that, so I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, is Jagasta inadvertently flirting with this chick? Okay. Well met, Sienna. Why don't you tell me more about yourself?
If you're wondering how I ended up with a bunch of old soldiers from the Great War, they saved my life.
Yeah, I think Jagasta tries to avoid combat and bloodshed when he can, but slavery is something that is not cool.
Gave me to an orphanage until
So we're going to try to get to the bottom of this.
But he kept in touch through the years. And when I was old enough to be on my own, I joined them. He taught me everything I know about fighting, and especially armoring. Say, from what I saw at the prison, you know how to handle yourself out there. But if you ever want any company, come and get me, okay?
Good to know.
It just feels right somehow. At first I thought I'd miss farming. I guess I've had my fill of it because I don't...
I kind of like that helmet on him. I think it looks really cool. It makes no sense lore-wise. But maybe I'll come up with some reason why he wears it all the time. Maybe Eric will take a dark turn at some point. Kind of an unexpected turn from his humble, innocent beginnings, I think. Would be interesting. But I think that the mask looks really cool with that Vanguard armor set. In my opinion. Oh, you're doing the whole invisible torch thing too? Alright, I'm over it. I'm over it. Not even gonna bump that fist. Okay, so we have to speak with Marcus here. Mocky Mock.
Hope you didn't mind Marcus and I catching up. Two old war horses talking about the good days.
Oh, hello. Need something?
Amelie has her mouth open. Yeah, something funky going on with the animations in Helgen Keep for some reason. It's really weird, but it's pretty consistent. Yes, Valeria said you wanted to see me.
I praise the 9 you came along. Your help thus far has been invaluable, but it's time to make some difficult choices.
She's got a really derpy face back there.
We value your opinion. We need more guards for the hold.
She's saying,
To attack from several fronts, especially from the entrance through the caves, as well as the 2 main gates. There is no possible way the laborers and carpenters can begin their work
Hey,
if they're
Simpa.
not able to do so safely.
Welcome aboard, friend. Okay, so this guy's asking us if we want to side with the Empire or the Stormcloaks. I think Jagasta is not interested at all in this war. I think that he feels that most wars are fought by soldiers that have very little personal stake in it, and it's really mostly they're acting as pawns to richer nobles and royalty that actually have the real stakes in it. I think he thinks that most people are content just to carry on their daily lives and live their lives as they see fit, which for the most part they could do with either leadership installed. So I think he's going to try to stay independent.
Vulnerable. There is no possible way that laborers and carpenters can begin their work if they're not able to do so safely.
Okay.
Guards.
This one believes in independence. Maybe we could hire them ourselves?
Yes. In fact, we prefer to remain unaffected by any outside entanglements or alliances. Not
Alright, Hawkeye, and see you later.
either side in the Civil War.
Catch you guys later.
But we just think it would be best to remain an independent settlement. No one to answer to, no one snooping into our business, and most of all, no damn politicians to pull our strings. And it seems the Jarl of Falkreath is occupied in his own matters, so it's unlikely we'll have any worries from him. Besides, he's abandoned this place anyway. So the way we see it, it's ours to do with as we please. So yes, this is exactly what we were hoping for. Are you absolutely certain this is what you want?
Well, this one is at your service, so if this is what you want, then this is what I want. Helgen shall remain independent.
I hoped that's what you would say. In fact, I already had Patsy post some notices in a few of the inns here in Skyrim. So far, he's made it to Whiterun, Solitude, Riften, Dawnstar, and Windhelm. But he says he doesn't care for characters anymore, though. Check around in those inns to see if our notices have produced any potential recruits. If you can find, let's say, around 5 or 6 recruits, with the proper training from Korst, that should get us started. Have the recruits to gather in the courtyard, and when you're finished, report to Korst for further instructions. Good luck, and be safe.
Okay, so it looks like
You're Dragonborn. Never
now we have to travel around
always trusted my instinct.
to some different holds and recruit applicants for the guard position. Or positions in this case. In order to start rebuilding this fine city. So this is a bit open-ended. And we now have some freedom to choose where we're going to go and what we're going to do. This kind of opens up the entire province for us. Probably don't want to go back to Markarth anytime soon, is what I'm thinking. Let's see, we have options in Whiterun, Solitude. Didn't see anything in Markarth. Riften, Dawnstar, Windhelm, Solitude, Whiterun. And that's about it, huh? Okay. So, what should we do here? Whiterun is pretty pretty central, and there's a carriage there that can take us anywhere else we want to go. Let's see what else we have around here, though. Let's just go ahead and activate everything. See if there's anything close that we can take on in the meantime. We're pretty close to Falkreath, so we can probably finish some errands around there. And I think there's a bounty for some bandits in that hold as well. Yeah, so let's go ahead and mosey on over to Falkreath, and then we can do this Barrett's Ashes thing. Just kind of kick around the town a little bit, see what we can find out. We'll spend the night there, I think. And then maybe in the morning, we will head out to kill the bandit leader here at Knife Point Ridge, and then swing back over to Whiterun, is what I'm thinking. Just get my stuff all figured out here. Okay, so we have a little bit of a jog to Falkreath. Grab our walking steak. And we'll head out there. Gameplay-wise, Legendary is not giving me too much trouble at the moment. Make sure I'm going the right way here. Yeah, I thought so. And that might be due to my followers. I feel like if I ditch both of them, I'm going to have kind of a hard time. So I'm going to take a little bit of time here and figure out what we're going to do followers-wise. I think. Heading east towards the rift. Well, we'll get there. Yeah. I really want to take advantage of the carriage system. And I've actually been considering adding a carriage mod that adds expanded carriage stations throughout the hold. I am not the hold, the province. I am running great cities, minor holds. So it might conflict with that depending on where the carriages are placed and stuff like that. Alright. You're still holding that invisible torch. And your sword is backwards. And your mouth is open. This is unacceptable. Oops. She actually came back that time. That's good. I think that Eric and Amelie are still budding adventurers. We'll probably keep them with us to learn derp for sure. Yeah, we had to de-derp her. We're going to take them with us for the rest of the stream, I think, at least. At some point, probably before too much longer, I would say that they're going to be suitably able to take care of themselves, and we may dismiss them to go on their own journey and find their own way in the world. And then maybe we will encounter them on our own paths again at some point, but for now, I think we will continue to have them along, showing them the ropes. Showing them what dangers lurk on their adventures. Okay, looks like I've already actually cleared this area out. So, never mind, Wolfie. As you were. Oh, Chasing Echoes. The first whole courtyard and Volkihar part. Then Beyond Death and Soul Cairn all evening. Nice. The Soul Cairn... I have conflicting feelings about the Soul Cairn. It's well done. It's really cool. But trying to roleplay somebody visiting the Soul Cairn that's not like a dark character, like a vampire or a necromancer or some kind of conjurer or something, I feel like any other character is going to hate it there. I feel like the air is going to be stifling. I missed my turn, but that's okay. I'll catch the next one. There's no place to like rest there. I feel like it would be hard to breathe. Kind of strangely warm and cool at the same time. No sense of temperature. I just feel like everything around it is kind of like dead and soulless. Yeah, pretty much a slog. Especially if you're going for like a completionist playthrough and trying to find all those pages of St. Jib's Opus without any of the map markers or anything, and like all the landmarks look the same. It's really hard to get your bearings there. Can be tough. What's my encumbrance doing? Could be better. $5:55 p.m. Let's see, what are we gonna do here? Yeah, it's probably about time we head into the inn. We're gonna get set up with a room.
Come on in.
Oh, and we also need to take Barrett's ashes to Runil. Let's do that first. Oh yeah, that does help. It's like a mini Stones of Baranzaya quest. Not nearly that bad. It's more possible to find all the pages on your own than it is the Stones of Baranzaya, but kind of the same idea, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly, Loki.
A temple. Perfect timing. Time to free myself of this pesky gold.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope.
Yes, this one has a delivery from a Thadgir. Ashes of one named Barrett, I believe.
Ah, Barrett's ashes. He was a good man. Not many warriors grow to a fine old age. Thank you for bringing this to me. I'll make sure he gets his rights. Here, for your trouble.
Yeah, those two choices that they give you are not great. If you really put yourself in that character's shoes, unless you really want to be a vampire, you know, giving up your soul is kind of a hard ask.
Life is far too short, my friend. Don't waste it.
Adventure is waiting just around the corner. Which corner? All of them!
Amelie. Soul full of youth and vigor and zeal, yet to be jaded by the world. Give it a week in Skyrim. She'll be just as jaded as me. Okay, let's get set up with a room. We'll get some food, some mead. We're gonna do some spell research. And hit the sack.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. Are you joking? You just rented a room for me.
Yeah. Not a good choice among them, are there? Well, Magus is a dark mage at heart. Yeah, you're a maniac. We've established that. Let's see. Let's get a refill of water while we're here. Haven't had anything to eat or drink all day, actually, and I haven't seen my guts or throat complaining to me about it, so
There once was a hero named...
probably fine.
Be sure to share it with me.
Let's see. Well, let's get some protein first and foremost. We have a lot of this cooked goat we need to use up. Nice and hearty. How about some mead? We have some haunting brew. Very good. Have some apple pie. Some water. Feeling well hydrated. How are we for food here? I don't feel like I'm hungry at all, so we're good. Yeah. Getting your soul back is kind of a pain. And that's usually like the first thing on my agenda, like even before finding Valerica and trying to find that Elder Scroll, is that I want to get my soul back first and foremost. And it's like it's locked behind finding Valerica.
And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more.
Actually, let's alright, let's take a look here. Destruction we're behind on. Conjuration is close to leveling up, as is Alteration. Would help us more in our overall level because that one's so high. Restoration's getting close to... Let's focus on Alteration for now. What Alteration spell? Divine Armor? It's an Adept level spell. It's going to make us really tired. Yeah, why not? Yeah, she'll tell you what to do, but until you find her and get through all that stuff, they kind of leave you floundering. Wondering whether or not you're going to get your soul back. Let's try 3 hours. I don't think he's going to make 3 hours on dual wielding an adept spell, but maybe. Ah, he made it. Nice. And we got an alteration increase to 69. Oh, yeah.
There's too many bugs.
Yeah, 69 doesn't really mean anything. It's just a number. Alright. That was embarrassing. Better go to bed. That wasn't very monk-like of Jagasta, was it? How tired am I? I gotta make sure I get enough hours of sleep. 9, okay.
Tired eyes. Come morning, they will be wide open once more.
Well, it is morning. Did you stand there all night? And I'm hungry again. Alright, what to have for breakfast? Some of this barley nut bread? Sure. Maybe some protein, but something light. Pheasant sounds good. I was just gonna say, maybe some kind of fruit or something. Well sated. Am I hydrated yet? No. Okay.
I'm ready if you are.
Oh, hello.
If it's a duel you seek, stranger, then I suggest you leave. I am not here to fulfill your desire for pain, or free you from your wretched existence. At least, not today.
And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade as he told of bold battles and gold he had made.
Well, actually, I just wanted to talk. I found you in my room when I woke up and thought I would break the tension with some conversation, yes?
Ah, yes, and what, pray tell, do you wish to converse about? Hmm? Politics? Religion? My two favorite subjects. Perhaps you wish to discuss both. How delightful.
Yeah, I feel like kindred spirits with Jerulith here. Well, this one does not want to speak of such controversial things, so maybe we could start with something simple, like maybe a name.
But why bother with the foreplay? You seek vengeance for your loved ones, that's why you want to talk. That's why everyone wants to talk. Well, you're too late. I am no longer a Thalmor. The clothes are just that. Clothes. I will not discard a perfectly adequate robe.
Well, if you are no longer with the Thalmor, then that explains why you are alone. A bit of an outcast, yes?
Interesting. I was quite certain this conversation would become gradually more belligerent, not less. Is it possible that there is one individual in this bullnetch of a province that is capable of reason?
So what brings you to Falkreath?
It is a temporary escape. I do not plan on remaining in this hovel of a kingdom beyond the next season.
Oh, you don't think she's well written,
My plan
Simpa?
is to return to the Somerset Isle after doing a little sightseeing.
Yeah, a little bit. I could see that. But, you know, I feel like they gotta have something to offset the, you know, the happy-go-lucky personalities of, like, Amelie and Zora. I like a balance. I like the dark ones and the cheery ones. I don't know. Falkreath does have its charm.
Yes, I have noticed. Dead man's drink. Grave concoctions. How quaint. The humor does not extend to the barracks or the cemetery, however. And I find it counterproductive, considering that is where it is needed most.
But then he went quiet, did Ragnar Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said,
Okay, I think that does it for now.
Very well.
and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed. And so then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave
Hello,
lass
Runil.
Matilda charged in.
Good to
Friend.
see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope.
When his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
So do you tend to the graveyard alone?
Oh, merciful Arcane, no. I'm too old and frail, and this graveyard is too large. Kust is my assistant. He helps me tend the headstones and keep our cemetery clean, as befits a place of rest.
You talking about the Scrivener Haster in the inn at Whiterun? Or does he pop up everywhere?
Life is far too short, my friend. Don't waste it. Kust is responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath. I take care of the shrine.
Okay, let's see. I think we are fed, hydrated. Oh, I forgot to get water, didn't I? I could grab some from Runil here.
War is not new to Falkreath. You have only to
Or
stand in
maybe
our
not.
cemetery to see that.
Okay, run back in there, get some water, and then we'll head to Knife Point. Take care of those bandits. Loki needs coffee. Somebody get Loki some coffee.
We drink to our youth, today's come and gone.
I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it tracked. Of course.
We'll drive out the storm, folks, and restore what we own.
Okay. Ready to go, I think. We need our walking steak.
In town? Be sure to share it with
Back
me.
our home.
Yes, that guy. From squire to scryer. I still have not played whatever quest that is that he's part of. In fact, I spend so little time playing Dragonborn characters that a lot of the quests are locked off from me because they need the main quest to progress to a certain point before things are active. So if you're playing a non-Dragonborn character, you're not really taking full advantage of 3D NPC. But there's still plenty to be had there otherwise, in my opinion. That's the one, Haster. I think every other playthrough that I do, I encounter something new from 3D NPC that I've never seen before. Which is quite remarkable, actually. Oh, I got hung up on some invisible terrain there. Interesting. So has anybody gotten started on their Cryomancer yet for the next concept challenge? I know Bayofish hasn't officially posted it yet, but I think we all know what we're doing. I got it started on testing a load order with some new mods in it last night. I added in unique uniques, which is something that I've been wanting to add for a while. Just making sure that I got all the orders right and files hidden properly from other mods that I had running on those. Namely, Lean Wolf's better shaped weapons and Zim's immersive artifacts. And I think I got it all running pretty well. So I got the new, I got everything configured how I like it, between having the effects of Zim's immersive artifacts apply to the weapon, and the mesh taken from either unique uniques or Lean Wolf's better shaped weapons. You are all good?
Now ain't this a surprise?
Oh.
Those fools are actually fighting.
Oops, I still have my my spells up. Okay. There we go. Some major script lag on these hotkeys. Suplex! Man. Jagasta has one mean posterior chain if he's able to do a suplex on somebody wearing full plate mail armor. Jagasta doing those deadlifts. Kettlebell swings with like 100 pounds. I need my steak. Yeah, so unique uniques, and book covers of Skyrim was one that I really missed from previous load orders that I just never got around to adding. Getting that working with the unread books glow and some other stuff that adds in some books. And then the one that I was really looking forward to was Arcanum, which Bayofish recommended. That adds a bunch of new spells and actually has like a spell crafting module in it as well. I'm still learning the ins and outs of that mod, but I hadn't added it before. I was going to add it for my Ashlander concept, because there's some interesting spells in there that would have gone well with Wallows and Ash. But I was worried about it because it adds that spell crafting station to the Arcanium in the College of Winterhold, and I had just installed Immersive College of Winterhold and had that working with spell research and everything else. I even had to patch in some outfits that it changed because I was getting invisible legs on some of the NPCs. So I didn't want to muck with that too much, but doing some research on it, lots of people are running those two mods together without any problems, so I went ahead and added it in. I haven't seen any conflicts. So, interested in getting that up and running and seeing what I can add to the whole Cryomancer thing with that. Also have some dialogue written, and I have the character voice settled. Gonna have to do some practice on that. Oh, we got Spriggans. We got Spriggans.
Looks like we got a hero.
Give up what you still can.
Frame rate's not doing too great. Noticing some script lag with like my dodging and stuff in combat. This could be the difference between running OBS and running everything through GeForce Experience and Shadowplay. It just takes up more resources. Little more stress on the system to stream and play at the same time when you're using OBS than if you're just doing everything natively through the GPU. Unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to deal with this with the laggy dodges, I guess. Which is a shame. Yeah, getting 40s and 50s here. Usually I'm at a locked 60 in this area. Which, with the hardware that I'm running, should be most of the time. You can get there for the most part. Disabling the ENB. I think a lot of this comes back to running in windowed mode too. You can get better performance in full screen. Kitty sticking it to Mother Nature. Yeah. Cats bow to nobody. Even Mother Nature. Let's see. Let's make sure we're on the right track here. We are. I always get lost trying to find this place. There's a very specific mountain pass. This might be it, actually. I know they have a lookout like halfway up here somewhere. No, this isn't it. Dead end. Cats are definitely divas. Yeah, Simpa, I actually am noticing a difference between windowed and full screen. Even if I'm not seeing it in the frame rate, which I think I am at this point, just camera movement, I can see a very slight yet very distinct stutter as I pan around. That is not there with the full screen. I was playing last night, and I was wondering why I was seeing that stutter, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's just because I've been playing Doom Eternal at a locked 144 frames per second all week long that my eye has just gotten so sensitive to frame rate that now at 60 frames per second, I'm seeing stutter. But I don't remember ever seeing that before in Skyrim. Usually if I'm at 60, anywhere between 50 and 60, it looks really smooth to me. So I went back into Bethany, and set it back to full screen mode, loaded up the game, and all of a sudden it was smooth as butter again. So it might be one of those mileage may vary situations, depending on your hardware and your screen size and things like that. But for me, definitely, I'm seeing in terms of stutter, even if not FPS, definitely a difference between windowed borderless and full screen.
You got guts, stranger. 2 feral wolves. But you didn't flinch. Train my arrows on most. Say, that's close enough. They look raw, as if I didn't just save their life. You, though, the wolves like.
Yeah, Doom Eternal is amazing. I'm having so much fun with it.
Curious. Wanted to see how far you'd make
I
it.
think in
Looks like
December,
I
maybe,
frightened you.
for my streaming stuff, I'm going to do like my top 3 new games of the year. And I'll stream, instead of just doing Skyrim every single time, I'll stream a little bit of the 3 games that I have liked the most from this generation, or this current year of releases. Are these wolves your pets? Why do they not attack?
Aren't my wolves. Can't own a wild beast. Free to roam, free to hunt, free to be hunted. Besides, no vengeance.
Might be fun just to show off, what I've been playing, aside from Skyrim. Kingdoms of Amalur. I own it. I own a license to it anyway. It's in my Steam library. I have meant to play it for a long time. It looks awesome. I have not gotten around to it. My best advice is to let it go. Vengeance can be poisonous.
Landu is poison. Killing her is the
Right now, I have 2 in mind. Resident Evil 3 and Doom Eternal are my 2 favorite new games of this year. I'm pretty much certain that Cyberpunk is going to be the 3rd one. It comes out soon. Little over a month.
Some hunters work in packs, but only 2 I consider kin. She was one of them.
Ah, so a love triangle, yes?
No.
Oh, okay. I kind of love this guy. He's very brief in his wording, and I appreciate that. Most of interesting NPCs, they're just overly loquacious, almost, in my opinion. I don't mind all the dialogue options. They're great. But just the amount of dialogue per option that they just go on and on with, sometimes it gets to be a bit much. Yeah, Cyberpunk. I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk because of
Can't track her. Does more than double back.
because of the. I'm actually looking forward to it because of all the ray tracing and stuff. I'm looking forward to testing the 3080 that I have installed right now.
Keep 100 arrows in my quiver. 99 are orc.
So far, the thing that has most taxed my system has been
That'll kill Landu.
Metro Exodus with full ray tracing and everything. And even then, I never saw it dip below 60 frames per second. It's usually hovering around 90 or 100 frames with full ray tracing and everything, which is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk and seeing what they did with all the effects there. Oh, that's too bad, Loki. Seemed like you were making good progress on that savings for a while, but yeah, the health of our pets comes first. Always. They are living, breathing souls that have the same capacity for love and fear that we do, so I can't stand to see any of them suffer any more than what they have to. And I totally missed Knife Point Ridge again. I need a Skyrim GPS. Apparently. It doesn't matter how many times I try to clear this area, I always have trouble finding it. I think it's the mountainous terrain that gets in the way. Okay, here we go. I think we're on the right track now. Yeah, there we go. There's the lookout.
I'll have your head.
Ugh, that hotkey, that script lag is terrible. Oh my god. Here we go. Just trying to activate the block stance. Put you on your head. Man, we're just tearing through here.
Is someone there?
Take a backhand to the chin.
I'll kill you if I have to.
Looks like we got ourselves a hero.
Looks like we got ourselves a hero.
Bandits and thieves. Men like these raid our town every year.
Jagasa's loving that suplex. Love the Apotheos set. And we got to make it a point to check all the bodies outside on the way back just for Forgotten Magic tomes. Oh, this is from Forgotten Magic, but I don't think we're going to be doing any Storm Strike. Take the gold. Yeah, just in terms of performance here, shadow play works much better than OBS at the moment. Getting lots of framiness here that I usually don't have to contend with. Which, you know, when timed blocking and dodging on legendary difficulty is such a big part of your game, can be an issue. Especially considering the script lag. Oh, you know, I forgot to add the links to the Discord. Sorry, bear with me for a second here. I was so distracted trying to get OBS up and working the way that I wanted it to that I forgot to completely forgot to notify the different Discords. Baofishes does it automatically, and that's actually the link that I followed on my other computer here that I monitor the stream with. I think we got most of the regulars here anyway, but just want to be all-inclusive for anybody else who might want to join. Another Forgotten Magic artifact, but not a spell tome, and we probably won't be using any ice magic anyway. Take that mead. Okay, so just heading back to Falkreath now. We're going to turn in the bounty and figure out where we're going to go from there. Oh yeah, we wanted to head back up to Whiterun so that we had access to the carriage. We'll see who we can recruit at the Bannered Mare for guard duties at Helgen. And this is actually a good quest for Jagasta, this guard recruiting quest. It's going to allow us to go all over the province. It's pretty open-ended as far as where we go and where we go, or when we go there. And allows us to explore some roleplay opportunities, I think. But yeah, top two favorite games so far are Resident Evil 3 and Doom Eternal. And I would kind of like the opportunity to show off what what a new game can look like on this new hardware. Skyrim, even with mods and everything, it looks fantastic, but is definitely still dated in terms of the effects that you can achieve, frame rates that you can achieve, all of that stuff. Oh, Amelie's doing the whole invisible torch thing again. Amazing. There's got to be a wolf or something around here, I think. Anyone? Nope.
Repent, I say.
Well, she can repent from underground, apparently.
That's not something you see every day.
No, it's not. A novice necromancer running up on us from nowhere. What's this down here? A dead deer? Interesting. Oh, just trying to find our way back to Falkreath here. See if we can find a road. Make sure we're at least heading the right way. Yeah, all the different outcrops and everything seem to be funneling us southeast. I'm really trying to get north to a road. And the terrain just wants us to keep going southeast. Which, as long as we're going in an easterly direction anyway, it'll put us closer to Falkreath, but the terrain is just not cooperating with me right now. Here we go. This looks promising. All right. Oh, did CW himself leave a comment on your video, Loki? It was a cool video. I'm glad he saw it. Yeah, I haven't seen either Strudel or EJ, but that's okay. If they weren't looking at Balefish's channel, they wouldn't have seen the stream. Looks like we did get one person pop up. I don't know who it was. They might be lurking, but watch count did go up 1 since I finally remembered to post on the Discords. Yeah, my head tracking mod does not seem to be doing well with the resource hit that is being experienced right now using OBS instead of Shadowplay, which is another bummer. It takes a while for his head to move when I move the camera. Yep, there it goes. Ugh, what a pain. Ah, cool. Pretty stinking cool indeed. Oh, on the wrong profile for YouTube. No worries. Let's see. We gotta find the steward. What's her name? Neria. No, Neria is the elven steward for the Rift, I think. Nenya.
Sid Gear can sometimes act too quickly, but he does listen to Helvert and I.
So I wonder what her last name is. I'm pretty sure if I asked her, she would say it is Nenya Business. Nenya Business? Anybody? No? Okay. Okay. Gotta have fun. Yeah, so that bandit at Knife Point Ridge, turns out it's dead. I'm here for the bounty.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. May wisdom forever light your path.
Okay, let's head to Whiterun. Boo. I know, I try. Sometimes the results aren't as good as others, but
Steel's good, but loyalty's better.
every once in a while you run into a winner. So you just got to keep throwing them out there. We got a dab.
The finest weapons and armor. See me at my forge if you need arms or armor.
Hey, even if it's just a smirk, I'll take what I can get. Okay, off to Whiterun. You know what? Let's take the road less traveled here. We're gonna backtrack up this way, and then when we get to the pillar here, we're gonna take a right and then cut through Riverwood because we've already been through that other road there. See what else pops up. Oh, Hoster went cold on that one. Ninja Bidna. Okay, I got a doorbell going off here. I gotta go see what's going on. I shall return shortly. Sorry, folks. Okay, I'm back. Nobody's dead. Somebody almost died, though. Turns out I locked my wife out. She had walked to a cafe to get some coffee with some friends, and I locked the door after she left. She didn't have her keys with her. I feel like the doorbell rings once during my stream, every single stream. Which is funny because the doorbell hardly ever rings normally. Oh, we got some God rays here going on too. Yeah, the God rays and the shadow details were two of the things that I was able to crank up after upgrading my graphics card. And it didn't affect performance Hardly at all. Performance is affected heavily now with OBS running, but, you know, it is what it is. Yes, I was just going to mention that, actually. The doorbell and the changing the batteries wouldn't be one of my streams if I didn't have to deal with one of those. Or both. The errant horse. This horse is always here. Does it belong to a hunter or something? Anybody know the story of that lone horse that is marked as steel? Yeah. I always assumed that that horse belonged to a hunter that dismounted in order to chase off some prey somewhere. Yeah, you guys gonna fight me or what? Oh, pit wolves. Where are you going? So now the cat is chasing the dog. How often does that happen? I guess it depends on the dog. Yeah, this performance is kind of crappy. With DK dodge, that dodge roll that you saw was like a full 4 seconds after I pushed the button. Kind of useless. Are you the owner of that horse? Let's see where she goes. She hops on the horse or not. I've never seen the horse there as a static. But, you know, I believe it. Okay, she stopped. Is she going for it? Did we solve the mystery on stream? Look at that. Mystery solved. That's hilarious. I've seen hunters in the area chasing like animals and stuff, but I've never seen them actually on the horse. Sometimes assumptions prove correct. I want to go back to where this pit wolf was and see if I can find the dead trainer over here that's associated with him. Or the dead bouncer, I guess. If I hadn't already found it. Let's see, instincts. It's a dead pit wolf. Another dead pit wolf. Oh, there's the bouncer. He was buried underneath the wolf carcasses. Okay, looks like I've already read the note, so I've already encountered this particular encounter before. Which means that's probably already on my map. Or not. It's weird, it was marked as red, but the map marker wasn't added till just now. Interesting. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, Loki, I've seen them on horses too. This horse in particular is always dismounted in the same spot. There's also a hunter on a horse just like this in the pass between Helgen and Iverstead and the Rift over here, near Heimer's Shame. You tend to see that mounted hunter trotting through there on his horse. You know, I've also been thinking that I haven't seen a dragon in a while. So that's going to come back to haunt me, that statement. Let me actually just look at Unbound, the configuration right now, because it has been a while. I want to make sure I didn't inadvertently like turn them off or something. Level delay. Non-Dragonborn. Okay. So they are definitely around. Just make sure the level is correct. And that didn't inadvertently change somehow. Yeah, no. We're at level 29 right now, so we have both dragon spawns on the word walls and randomly. Okay. Well, now I definitely jinxed myself. Forest dragons, yeah. No, I also need to work on integrating some kind of dragon overhaul, some dragon mods into. I usually don't play with dragons enabled, but when I do, I would like to have some variety, some concept. Oh, did I just hear? Look at that. Speak of the devil. I don't think this one's an aggressive one, though. He would have seen us and combat would have been triggered. So there's a dragon, he's just chilling. Random dragons and word wall dragons enabled. I didn't change anything. I just went into the MCM and exited, so hopefully that doesn't screw anything up. Oh, we got a wolf. And a dead bandit. So I guess Ember Shard has, oh, we never actually took on Ember Shard. I can't believe I didn't do Ember Shard with this character. I do Ember Shard with every character.
Trouble? Or maybe treasure.
Oh, not too much trouble, I don't think. Let's do Ember Shard. Dragons are never just chilling. Deadly dragons. Yeah, I played with deadly dragons. That is rough.
Bring nature to the people if they keep defying. Danger ahead. Did Bella give us glory?
You worried someone will wander in here?
Nobody's gonna wander in here. You guys are being paranoid. Well, that was easy. Oh, it wouldn't jump. There we go.
I'm gonna find whoever did this. We got ourselves a hero. Watch it!
Oh, he's still alive? Thought I killed him. Oh, Eric's got him.
That's the last
Well done, Eric. Furious Flames. This we might actually be able to use. Once we find one of the Forgotten Magic pyromancy spells that it affects, anyway. Yeah, that's my favorite phrase. I'm gonna find whoever did this in the middle of a battle. Really? One backhand to the head? That's all it takes. Don't think Jagasta's gonna want to touch this. This is added by the Winter Sun, Faiths of Skyrim by Nice Ion. Reminds me, though, I do have to meditate to Khanarthi.
What do you want, cat?
The spirit bandits are loitering. That's right. Kitty does not pull punches.
Someone there?
Jagasta too strong, huh?
Just tell me.
Okay, one more dude to loot down here. And nothing. Nothing. Okay. Diversion complete. I know I'm missing a chest over there, but I'm not really too concerned. There's that hidden chest on the other side of that little ravine over there, but for Jagasta right now, I'm good on enchanted items. Mostly just looking for Forgotten Magic Tomes at this point, and I'm good on money too. In fact, I probably have too much money in his inventory right now. Just because I'm saving it for that light armor trainer in Windhelm. Which I think is probably where we'll head to next after Whiterun. We'll start getting some light armor training going on in there. To try and get some of the more some of the cooler unarmed perks. Like Hissing Dragon is the one I'm really looking forward to. And also get some training done for pickpockets so we can start on our disarming track there. Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would actually consider turning all of my characters into a follower. I'll have to rewatch Bayo's tutorials on it. I'd probably use his follower framework. Or his follower blueprint, more likely. It's probably... it's probably not great to call it a follower framework, just because that's what Nethers and AFT and the other different followers frameworks are called. That's more in terms of like gameplay tweaks and stuff like that. Bayo's framework is more like a follower blueprint that you just kind of copy in and tweak as you will. So I'd probably use that. And then probably tweak with the scripting a little bit to make sure that he stays unarmed and uses the magic and stuff that he should. But yeah, I would definitely consider it. In fact, I've considered it for a bunch of different characters. For the Chemical Whispers series that I did, there are scenes and story arcs that I have in mind that I need an Alcanil follower as well, because I need him to play as an NPC from the perspective of someone else. When I do eventually get back to that series, anyway. No, I just took a sip of my energy drink, actually. And I was trying to stifle a belch. I didn't want to belch into the microphone. And now, strangely enough, the frame rate is not bad right here. The frame rate, this is usually a trouble spot. And I'm getting better frame rates here than I was outside of Falkreath. With OBS and everything. Oh, yeah, never mind. We just bounced back into the 40s there. I was like, this is feeling really smooth. Nope. Okay, we're here in Whiterun. Let's go ahead and recruit this clown, and then we'll hop a carriage to maybe Windhelm. I want to get some training done there, and I think also the Riddle Thar shrine is out there too. Speaking of shrine, let's go ahead and meditate right now too while I'm thinking about it. $82.4%. I thought I had gotten up to 100 on that at some point, but maybe not. Maybe not with Kinnereth. Yeah, I definitely cursed it. Yeah, Jagasa's really sticking it to him. Steak. Or the shtick, yeah. Where are the followers? I think they're just being quiet. They're here. Do I have anything else to sell? Did I pick anything up? I thought I sold everything off at
Helmets, pretty much
Lod's.
anything to suit your needs.
Let's take a detour at Dragon's Reach.
Don't forget to check inside
After we recruit the guy from the Bannered Mare here, and just disenchant what we can. Yeah, they're just being very quiet. They're usually a little more chatty, aren't they?
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
With answers.
Argus, this is the guy we were talking about.
But with knowledge.
The guy who's talking about really meta stuff. Okay, let's see here. Are you the guy I'm looking for?
Got something to say?
No, he's not the guy, but maybe he's got something cool for sale. Oh, this is the Forgotten Magic Vendor. This might be just what the doctor ordered, actually. Let's see here. Fire Blast, we'll take that. Doesn't have much, does he? Ice Lance, no thanks. Blight Curse, no. Arcane Weapon, no.
All right, then.
Well, we got Fire Blast, though. That's cool. We could switch out the Fire Bolt we've been using for that. Chameleon we might be able to use.
There's plenty more where that came from. Just give
All right, where is this guard recruit? Is this the guy? I think this is the guy. Hello, this one is looking for experienced guards to rebuild Helgen. Are you interested?
Oh, well, yes, I am.
Okay, what are your qualifications?
Well, I have a decent suit of armor and a well-made steel blade. And I'm Breton.
Okay, well, the equipment's all fine and everything, but that's nothing without experience.
Oh, not really to speak of, like, war or anything. The Great War ended when I was just a kid. But I did see a mud crab down by the water recently. I stayed clear of him, though. They're horrible creatures.
It's a call back to Oblivion. Yeah, maybe you're not what we're looking for, but thanks anyway.
Oh, please don't say that. I made it all the way here from High Rock on my own. I know I can do it if you just give me a chance. No one in my family ever did anything exciting. No one has been on any adventures or done any exploring.
Oh, his quest isn't implemented yet?
In my family to ever travel this far from home. I come from a long line of boring non-adventurers, all the way back to my great.
I wonder if she's the Forsworn that you find up at that lookout with the silent Briarheart.
But I want to be the first to break that tradition.
Because those NPCs seem to go nowhere too.
I promise you won't be disappointed.
Okay, well, if you can make it back to Helgen on your own, we'll give you a shot. Maybe we can train you up into something useful, yes?
Oh, like a test. And if I make it there, I pass. Very clever.
Hmm. Don't know about having a greenhorn guarding the city. But, you know, both Amelie and Eric were greenhorns at some point, and they're doing quite well now, so... There's nothing there if not potential, yeah? Okay, so let's go ahead and disenchant what we have. Oh, you've killed them? They've never actually been aggressive in any of my playthroughs, I don't think. I didn't even know they were non-essential. I generally tend not to attack things unless they attack me. Unless I'm playing like a sneaky stealth character or something that is kind of defenseless and in a head-on combat situation. Is Chris actually actively developing on interesting NPCs again? On the new Nexus version?
Divine smile on you, friend.
That's good news, if so. Oh, nothing else left. I got everything else.
Come to Dragon. It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. Take a look. You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
Oh, yeah, William, the one I'm talking about is kind of up here. Actually, it's not the Sundered Towers. It's like down here somewhere, I think. It overlooks Dragon Bridge. Like maybe like right here. And I think they're usually like bandits or something there, but they're dead because the named Forsworn have killed them, and those named Forsworn are usually not aggressive to me. I don't know. Maybe we are talking about different Forsworn. They're definitely not the Mogo's Mead Forsworn.
Against its own people.
Or at least the girl that used to be Forsworn and now is not. Okay, well, let's catch a ride to Windhelm, shall we? Have to do a bit of exploring once we get there too to find the Riddlethar, I think. Is the Riddlethar shrine up near the wall at Mount Anthor? Does anybody know? And what time do we have? 2 o'clock. It'll probably be just about time to settle in to Candle Hearth Hall, get some food, study some spells, maybe do some training and stuff too.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off.
Yeah, they're definitely not essential. I've seen them die before. Oh. Went a little funky here. We're gonna be good when we come back? Nope, not good. Can we meditate? Here we go. That should fix it.
Ask the women for their makeup. Have the artists donate their palettes.
There we go. All better.
Stones with colors of happiness.
I wouldn't go about painting any murals just yet. I think the Nords here are quite serious about their drab gray walls. Especially being as how old they are and the names that are written on them. They might take offense. Yeah, I was under the impression that the Riddlethar was in this area somewhere. Is it the one down here, maybe? You know, maybe we'll go check it out right now. You want a graffiti mod, Loki? Oh, the weird camera bug, William? Yeah, I always had to reload too. And then I think Magus mentioned that if you perform some action that kind of changes your camera angle and does some animation, it'll always reset afterwards. The easiest one if you're running Winter Sun faiths anyway, is the meditate or the pray power. Sometimes it takes a second to activate or to refresh. The bug can also be caused by that power itself, is when I see it most of the time, but you can also see it when chopping wood, or... Oh, do we got a T-poser over here? Is this the Sanguine Shrine that I'm thinking of? There was a shrine over here, wasn't there? Dragon. I heard a dragon. Maybe I'm confused, but I thought there was a shrine added by Winter Sun somewhere along this road. Oh, it's the mead barrel? I see. And it is Sanguine, huh? Sanguine does not accept those who have not served him. I see, I see. Yeah, I'm running dynamic things also that does have interactable mead barrels, so I completely missed it. Yeah, I think that's the one I was thinking of. So Riddlethar, I think, is somewhere up on the Anthor mountain range over here somewhere. I'll have to look into it. Or maybe we'll just come across it randomly in our travels. Who knows? But for now, we need to get some training, we need to get a room, we need to get some food, drink some mead, take a cat nap. It's the Rajin, yeah. Not too interested in the Rajin, but the Riddlethar definitely makes sense for this character. Oh no, I think catnip is the opposite of catnap. Script lag. You guys gonna start your thing? Okay, man. There it goes.
You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink.
Yeah, so the CPU that I'm running is a couple generations old now. Not people generations, that would be ancient. But hardware generations. I'm running a 7700K, i7 7700K, which has a pretty high core clock speed, but it only has 4 physical cores. I think running OBS right now is taxing my processor more than it normally would if I'm running Shadowplay, which goes directly through the GPU. And that's why we're seeing all the script lag here on all kinds of events. No, this one does not hate any people.
You've come to the wrong city then.
Yes, Snowy AF Windhelm, for sure. I don't know how much I like it. This was part of the Tuco guide that I used for my visual setup. It's definitely a striking difference. Look like those Nords were giving you trouble. Is that common for this area?
Nothing new there. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us, but Rolf is the worst by far. He likes to get drunk and walk around the Breakwater yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that was.
Oh yeah, Loki, you mentioned that. Yeah, we'll talk to him. It could be the script lag that I just mentioned. So why do they think you are a spy?
Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well.
Mm.
In fact, just about anyone who isn't a Nord is fair game for their bullying.
Well, this one is a Khajiit, not a Nord, but he does have a couple of Nords in his party, so...
Alright then.
Is Amelie a Nord?
Tell me what you need.
She's roughly the same height as Eric, it looks like. I think a Breton would be shorter.
Hail, Dragonborn.
Oh, now she's getting a little more chatty.
Good day, friend. Keeping well?
Yes, this one is fine.
What is it? Is
Talk
there
later,
something
yes?
in my teeth? Oh gods, I sure hope not.
Alright, so one of the mods that I have created myself, even though it turns out, I find out later that Honed Metal is able to do this. In fact, maybe I'll look into that. Hello, child.
Hi, mister. Would you like to buy some flowers? Please?
Sure. What do you
Not
have?
much, but I hope you like them.
I will buy them all at a premium. Who are you, by the way? Where are your parents?
They're dead. My mama died when I was little. I don't remember her very well. My father was a Stormcloak soldier. One day he left and didn't come back. I'm all alone. I try to sell flowers so I can buy food. It's not much, but what else can I do?
Ooh. I would adopt you had I a home for you to live in and somebody to watch you, but I am quite a transient currently, and my life is quite dangerous, so you are safer here alone than you are with me, that's for sure. But maybe someday you will find a good home, yes? Well, that sounds like a cool mod. Little more fleshed out gray quarter, anyway. Okay, so yeah, one of the mods that I did myself, I did a little tweak. There is a Argonian working the docks here named Scouts Many Marshes. I think it's this guy.
By the hist, if I don't get something soon, I don't know how I'll
No, not this one.
I would not complain if you returned with some schooner.
Anyway, I went into the creation kit and I tweaked that trainer. He's usually I don't know, an expert level trainer. There he is.
We Argonians do the work the Nords don't want to do.
I made him from an expert level trainer to a master level trainer, so that I don't have to join the Dark Brotherhood in order to get light armor training, all the way up to 90.
There's nothing more I can teach you.
Oh no! Is that not active? Something's going on there. I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. Man, I was really looking forward to that.
Water is cold, but it's a lot better than having to work up in the dry air.
It's the same mod as Silda being a master level trainer too. I wonder if I just missed something in the level requirements. If Silda is marked as a master level trainer, then I know the mod is active. Otherwise, I think I just have to activate the mod and we'll be fine. Silda, the unseen, living up to her name. She's either up out in front of the Candlehearth Hall, or she is warming up by one of these braziers here. No. Probably up front. There she is.
A few septim. Spare a coin for an old woman will look up to no good, are we?
Yeah, so the mod's active. I think something's going on with level thresholds there. I'll have to look at. So I'll have to pull that back up in the creation kit. That's a bummer. Looks like I've already used all my training anyway, so oh well.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drink.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Maybe I'll booger around with that a little bit. She is unseen no longer. Always feel the need to jump down the stairs for some reason, see how far I can get.
Shadow Shield, East Empire Company, will work for any ship that pulls in.
Honed metal. Let's see how this works here. I can see that you can change the skill levels, but not training levels. Am I missing it? Smithing and enchanting skill levels only. Ah, okay. Yeah, so CK it is. I have some more debugging to do, it looks like. Which I don't mind, it's a learning experience. That's alright, Magus. Happens to me all the time. Yeah. We could all use a little more caffeine. Okay. Let's call it a night here.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Coffee, 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 coffee. Okay. It is really dark in here.
What do you need, handsome?
This here's Candlehearth Hall. Great rooms upstairs, and there's a bed for rent on the ground floor.
Quit your belly aching.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Script lag. There it goes.
Yes,
I know where
I
it is.
understand.
Yes?
Jagasta doesn't, but I do.
You got some nice meat hooks.
I'll let him know where the room is.
Damn good punch.
Okay. Loki suggested having a heart-to-heart with my dudes.
Mother knows best, but Mother Nature, she knows everything.
Since they've been quiet, make sure they're okay. Why don't you play your lute a little bit? It's a little quiet in here.
You would? I mean, of course you would. Just give me a moment.
Not bad. Alright, where did Eric go? That was kind of rude. Ooh, definitely don't trust the scripts. Even if you write the script perfectly, there's a good chance it just won't work.
Windhelm needs more cheer. Grab an Argonian by the horns, an elf by the ears. Point to the heavens and tell them, chin up, it gets better with time.
Okay. Well, she seems okay. Let's see. How about Eric? How you doing, buddy?
It just feels right somehow, having this new life as an adventurer.
Yeah, I agree. There's actually a lot of good stuff added by 3D NPCs in terms of loot music. Not really any dialogue options for Eric being a vanilla follower. Listen, Eric, you know, he might be getting a little angsty following along and everything. I think maybe he needs to carve his own way. Should we cut him loose? Oh, there's Strudel. Yeah, I had some technical issues with GeForce Experience, wasn't letting me broadcast to YouTube, so I had to learn how to use OBS real quick. Oh, really? Is the link an empty? Did I link the wrong one? Oh boy. I definitely did. I linked the first one before I was able to get my scaling issues underway. Yeah, sorry about that. I posted the wrong link. Alright, there we go. So yeah, using OBS for right now, as soon as the NVIDIA folks fix their crap from their last update, I will go back to using that because it's much more performant than OBS is. That's for sure. Not as feature rich, but you know. Anyway, yeah, Eric is getting a little quiet, a little moody. Maybe he needs to... You know, it could be the mask that's actually affecting him too. So, maybe he needs to follow his own path for the time being.
Fun. I guess I'll head back to Rorikstead.
You don't need to do that. Maybe take some jobs. Adventuresome. Just you and me now, Amelie. Perhaps we will meet new friends. Soon, but Eric needs to follow his own path for now. complete rundown of what you missed. I know you're joking, but we actually rescued Korst from the Thalmor prison, and now we're going about the province trying to recruit candidates for the guard position. We made our way to Windhelm here, where we should have had a master level light armor trainer to be able to increase our unarmed skills, but something is bugged out in my mod that I made for making Scouts Mini Marshes a master level trainer, because he is refusing to train us. So I have to look into that off stream. But for the time being, we have actually recruited, what's his name, Kendrick from Whiterun. We grabbed the carriage out here to Windhelm, and that is really bright. And this gentleman named Herd here might be interested in joining the Guard Corps of Helgen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Too much testosterone in the group? Yeah. Need to level it out a little bit. Well, this is not a very enthusiastic attitude. Most people are quite excited about joining the Guard Corps. What is the problem?
All my life I've been picked on because I'm small. Everyone has always said I can't do the things I want to do because of it.
What is it you want to do?
I want to be a warrior like the great Nords throughout history. It's just that no one has ever believed in me. They say warriors aren't supposed to be little. But they don't understand that small also means quick and agile, light on your feet and stealthy. You don't have to be a lumbering brute to be a good fighter.
This one agrees fully. Jigasta is slight of frame as well. No bigger than you. And he just knows how to use the mass that he does have effectively in combat. So yes, you are exactly right. There are many ways to fight.
Yes, and I'm good with the sword as well as with the bow. I would make an excellent guard, and will defend my post to the death if necessary. Do I get the job?
Well, I am certainly willing to give you the opportunity. Tell you what, if you can make it to Helgen by yourself, we will consider you, yes?
Oh, it's like a test. And if I make it there, I pass. Very clever.
Yeah, Strudel, Jagasta doesn't want to get tangled up in the politics of the war, so he is taking Marcus's suggestion and keeping Helgen neutral. So taking this path, you basically go around the whole, or not the whole, the province to different inns and try to recruit for the guard positions before you start rebuilding. Oh, so much script lag. Cannot wait to get back to Shadowplay. Okay, so let's see, what time is it? 5:36. We have enough time to eat, study up on some spells, and get some sleep. Yeah, it's a nice little branch that you can take. I've done the Imperial side before, and I've done the Independent side before, but I've actually not done the Stormcloak side. Which just sounds like is what you've done. Did you also have the little side quests that you had to take for each one of the guard recruits too, or were they just instated as guards instantly? Because if you go this way, Korst has to like train him up and everything in his little boot camp. Okay, so you still do have to do those, yeah. Let's see. Well sated. Definitely going to need some mead to wash that down with. And some water to stay hydrated. Okay, what do we have here? Ooh, alteration again? I don't think I can say no to it. It's right there. I feel like if we level alteration up, which we can easily do by studying alteration spells, that's going to level us up overall, get us to 30. Which will be awesome. Let's do that. Let's go stone form this time, maybe. Haggis has not done the Imperial side. Something tells me the Imperial side is very similar to the Stormcloak side. Those are different colors. As it goes in this game. There it goes. Take us all the way up. Oh, just a thread off. Hanging by a thread.
I could use a drink. Does this place serve milk? Oh, I mean, order me your biggest mead cup.
Amelie, you really shouldn't be ashamed to order the milk. If you want milk, order the milk. Okay, and I think we need 9 hours of rest, mental exhaustion. Yes. Should we stop researching, though? William takes offense to that.
This inn looks promising.
Hungry again, eh? This apple pie is calling her name, that's for sure. Chicken, sure. Do we have any cheese? Could go for some cheese right about now. We'll take a sweet roll. Oh, we have a ton of cheese.
Got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat. Here.
We'll get the latest gossip. Yeah.
Here. Take a look at this.
I tend to follow what I think my character would do, and I play a lot of different characters these days in terms of how they stand on the war.
Here. Take a look at this.
I don't really have personal feelings tied up in it anymore, just because it's so familiar, you know?
Of course. Folks been hearing some strange stuff coming from the Aretino place. Chanting. Talk is, little Aventus is trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood.
Dark tidings, yes?
Come on in.
Ooh, kill a giant, huh? I have to think about how Jagasta would handle that, because giants generally are not belligerent. He probably wouldn't do it. Unless they were posing a clear and present danger to somebody, or encroaching on somebody's land, being aggressive, which they usually are not. I think Jagasta probably would not do that.
We've got warm food,
Okay,
warm
so
drinks, and warm beds.
one thing that Jagasta has been wanting to do since he got to Skyrim is pay his respects to Azura. who is one of the chief deities in the creation myth of the Khajiit. So he would be quite fond of Azora. But first we have to pay our respects to Khenarthi, who getting very close to that devotee status there. Very early in the morning, which is good. We have a lot of time to explore the mountain area here. We may happen upon the Riddlethar shrine up around here somewhere in our search for the Shrine of Azora. So let's do some of that. Oh yeah, Strudel, you definitely have a lot of lore tied up with the Stormcloaks in that story for sure. You stuck with them. Balgrove the Weak, huh? I don't... Balgrove. Yeah, I wouldn't call him weak, but he's definitely non-committal at best, right? Defensive stance hotkey is not triggering. There we go. We're good now. Oh, still not triggering. Still not triggering. There we go, finally. That was several seconds after pressing the hotkey to switch to defensive stance that he finally did it. Yeah, I think I'm definitely running into CPU bottlenecks while trying to run OBS for my streaming. I do have some plans for that. As I mentioned, I did tear apart the tempered glass faceplate on the front of my pre-built iBuyPower gaming case, which was really stifling airflow. That bought me another 10 degrees Celsius on the CPU temperatures, which gives a little more headroom for both, you know, not performance throttling at high temperatures, but also gives me a little bit of headroom for overclocking, which I will try to do. I also do have plans to purchase a new water-cooled AIO. The AIO that I'm running right now, the water cooler, is only hooked up to a 120 millimeter fan on either side, and that's on the back exhaust slot there, so it's only getting warm air going through the radiator. I'm planning on upgrading to a dual 140 millimeter or 280 millimeter system, which should be a huge improvement and allow me to overclock. I also plan on doing at some point a delidding of the CPU, which basically involves tearing the top of the CPU off, putting some better thermal compound between the lid and the oh, this ice wraith is being really tough. Between the actual CPU itself and the lid, which by most reports provides a huge improvement to cooling. Of course, you avoid your warranty, which I don't think I have the warranty on it anymore. The CPU is old enough at this point that I'm not going to be able to send it in for RMA work anyway. And it's old enough that I wouldn't feel bad upgrading to a current gen chipset if things go wrong, which they could. But I've done a lot of research on it now. I'm feeling pretty confident with the process and the tools that I would need to do it. So that should also allow me to miss some thermal throttling on that even further from just the cooler upgrade, which also leads to better overclocking. So if I do have to make the switch to OBS, hopefully that huge increase in clock times, clock frequencies on that older CPU will be enough to handle it, because I'm getting a lot of script lag during this session because of OBS. I think running in windowed mode is also not helping my case much either. It seems to run much better in full screen for me, as I mentioned earlier. It was a busy road. And Mester, hi. Glad to see you drop by. Welcome aboard. Oh, what do we have here? Filthy Looter. Wounded Nord. Okay. Uh-oh. This is not good. Amelie, I'm gonna need you to do some tanking here. Okay. Wounded Werewolf Beastmaster. Interesting. Okay, that went way better than I thought it was going to. That was frightening. Monk-specific mods. Let's see. There was one you tried out a few years ago. Cannot remember what it was called. Nothing monk-specific. I am running Ordinator. I'm using its light armor tree to do some unarmed stuff. I am also using a hotkey that goes directly to unarmed. And I'm also running a mod called like Advanced Unarmed Combat or something like that. Yes, this guy here. Which provides a hotkey to go into defensive stance, which gives you access to a block in unarmed combat. So blocking and block bashing. If I can get that active here. There it goes. So yeah, I'm able to do timed blocking, bashing, power bashing, and all that. And it, I believe it does take advantage of the unarmed perks in the light armor skill tree. Other than that, nothing monk specific. I'm doing some using some spells from some different mod packs, specifically mysticism that helps buff my unarmed damage. There's spells called Scale Form and Stone Form that I'm using right now just to give an overall buff of like 10 or 15 points to unarmed damage. I got that hooked up to Okado's Recital. Also using Forgotten Magic, I have something called Divine Armor, which is a cleric spell, which is kind of similar to like a monk-like meditation, iron body type thing.
Over here. What was that?
But yeah, I think that's about it. A staff monk. Yeah. So the beginning of this series was a completely random start. I rolled a 10-sided dice, or actually I just did a 1 to 10 random number generator on Google's random number generator. It gave us a Khajiit for the race, and then I did a random start with Skyrim Unbound, and that gave us an unarmed, light armored Khajiit. So I kind of took that as a sign that I need to be doing an unarmed, light armor Ordinator playthrough with this monk. Yeah, I did actually have to do a lot of tweaking. I did add a bunch of mods, and ended up borking the save that I had from the original. I'm going back and forth here. I'm trying to find my way to Mount Anthor and just failing miserably. Is Mount Anthor over here to the west, or is this Mount? I think this is Mount Anthor. I just got to find the right path. Yeah, we'll do some exploring. We'll go back around the other side of the mountain, though. More interesting over there. Yeah, I love random starts, too. Especially, like, when you want to play Skyrim, you kind of have a fatigue on a certain long-running character or something. You're looking for something fresh, and you don't know what to do. Yeah, just do a random start. I do it all the time. I love it. Yeah, but I did bork the save. I had to start over. Fairly easy to get back to where I was, though, and the play has been fun enough that I didn't mind at all. Replaying up to the point that I was at for a more stable save with all the new mods that I had. Oh, and I'm also running some animation replacers for the cool little kung fu stance there too, and the kicks. There is a jab cross animation replacer for the unarmed combat, but as a Khajiit, he has the claw swipes, which I think makes sense for the race. So I kept them. If I were playing like a human monk, I definitely would have gone for the jab cross animation replacers to go along with the kicks, but Khajiit has claws, and Khajiit will use claws, yes. But yeah, I'd say that the advanced unarmed blocking has been the game changer for me in terms of an unarmed playthrough. Having access to block and block bashing in unarmed is extremely valuable. And I don't know that I would go back. Oh, here we go. Riddlethar, just where I thought it was. All it took was some aimless wandering, and I got exactly where I wanted to go. Okay, we got a dragon up here, though. Let's play this smart. Steadfast Ward, yes. Let's use that. Looks like a frost dragon.
A surprise.
I am running the Vigilant perk, which makes the first ward you cast in combat free in terms of magicka cost. So that's why I'm keeping that up right now, because I don't want to burn through all my magicka. Definitely hamstrings my damage output, but better than getting turned into a furry popsicle. Yes, that's it. Just keep feeding my steadfast ward there while my friend here turns you into a pincushion. Oh, that hurt. Focus on me. No. Okay, looks like we staggered him. He's down for the count. Okay, he's focused on Amelie. Get some pot shots in here while we can. Okay. Could have gone better. Could also have gone much worse. And we are not Dragonborn, so we are not going to absorb a soul. Okay, now where is this shrine, eh? It said we discovered it when we were kind of walking up from over here. Ah, there it is. Now, let's see what this gives us that Kinnereth does not. The THS? I'm guessing he meant the. The deity of cosmic order challenges the Khajiit people to become the strongest they can be. His gift improves your warrior, thief, and mage skills. The tenets. Master the skills of the warrior, thief, and mage. Strive to raise your health, magicka, and stamina. Each is as important as the others. Meditate only at night. Okay, so that buff to those skills is going to be really nice. I don't know exactly what that entails, but let's take a look at the buffs that we're getting from Kinnereth right now. So as a worshipper of Kinnereth, we want to explore new... Oh, that's the tenets. Okay, so movement speed increased. That actually... We have a perk that that increases our unarmed, I think, power attack damage based on our movement speed buffs. So this actually is going to give us a big buff to our unarmed damage. And that's the only thing we're getting right now. Movement speed in general helps as well. But, you know, we get a direct unarmed blessing from Redone. I think the Kinnereth blessing gives us a stamina boost, which also buffs our damage based on our... We have a perk that buffs our unarmed damage based on the stamina that we have in our stamina pool. Okay, let's go ahead and level up now. I'm thinking going health. We actually haven't had a problem. We haven't died once. I think Loki's getting pretty bored over there. Definitely not. You don't have to go out of your way to level up your I can't think of the word. Your level of worship, I guess, with the Riddlethar. Basically, just play the game and it'll increase. Yeah, I haven't died once. Loki's getting bored. He can't count anything. But we did come close a couple times, right? A little uneasy with that one wing strike took us down to about 1/3 of our health. So I think having a little more health would help with that. All right, let's check out what we can do with light armor. Are we able to take Hissing Dragon yet? I don't think so. This is the one I really want right here. And once we have access to that master level trainer, once I get that figured out, why that's bugged out in Windhelm, we'll be able to take that right away, I think, because we'll be able to afford that extra 4 skill levels that we need there. Evasive Leap would be good for for maximum yeets. I might just bank these perks for now, because if I can get that trainer situation figured out, I can train up light armor and have access to Hissing Dragon, War Dancer, and Survival Instincts, all of which will really help with this build a lot. Actually, everything. Critical damage, stamina regeneration, movement speed. Yeah, I'm banking these perks. I'm gonna need them. All this stuff is gonna be too strong not to take. But now I'm like conflicted whether or not to take Riddlethar in favor of Kinnereth, because I'm really close with Kinnereth right now to getting to that devotee status, and I really want to see what happens there. So I think what Jagasta is thinking right now is he is going to tell the Riddlethar to hang on just a minute, because his business with Khenarthi is not done. I think that's the way I'm going to play it. So we're going to hold on to Khenarthi. I want to see what bonuses we get for becoming a devotee to her. And now that we know where the Riddlethar shrine is, we can make it back here whenever we need to. So let's see. Is there a chest or anything we can loot over here? Anything good? If I remember correctly, I'm thinking Mount Anthor was the only word wall out in the wilderness that doesn't have a boss level chest around it anywhere. Unless it's kind of well hidden and I just have never been able to find it. But I don't think there is one. Okay, so off to Azura, I think. And it appears as if I am going the right way. Azura, the Shrine of Azura is easier to find than Mount Anthor, that's for sure, because she sticks out like a sore thumb. You can see her from anywhere in Skyrim. Oh, geez, that script lag on that head tracking is just awful. Oh. Okay, even that 10 damage buff on our unarmed attacks from the blessing from Riddlethar is really adding up. That was like 2 just regular unarmed attacks, and we killed an Ice Wolf on legendary difficulty. I'll take it. You're not alive, are you? Okay. The corpse is doing a sexy pose there. Yeah, Loki. Slip of the tongue. I was channeling my inner Marl there and had a bit of a temporary lisp. Happens to the best of us. Looks like you could use some help here, huh? Oh, Bowie the occultist.
Is that it? My little niece hits harder than you.
I don't think Jagasta is going to be into Boethia at all. He tries to be a bit of a pacifist, though, you know, when it comes to protecting himself or other people, he doesn't mind throwing down. But to go out of your way to sabotage and outright murder other people is not Jagasta's style. Which was the whole reason for increasing Scout's Many Marsh's trainer level to Master, even though it doesn't seem to be hitting that level threshold for me, was such a priority for me because Jagasta's definitely not going to join the Dark Brotherhood. Oh, did Faldris finally make it up here? I don't think I've ever actually seen him here. I know you can follow him up here, but I've never actually made it to Azura to find, or the Shrine of Azura to see him waiting here. Nice.
I'm on a pilgrimage to the Shrine of Azura, the goddess of twilight.
And who might you be? Oh yeah, we met you outside of Markarth.
Greetings, traveler. Don't you just love snow? Like pearls from the sky, and every flake has its own pattern.
Some clipping there on that face mask, but that's alright. Didn't we meet her outside of Markarth? Maybe that was in my other save, because it doesn't look like any of these. Anyway, an optimist like myself. There are too few of us in this land, yes?
So true. I was once a pessimist myself. Never thought there was anything but danger outside the swamps of Black Marsh. But my son lived his life by
I'm sensing a pattern with the characters that you love from 3D NPC Simpa. You like the happy, optimistic ones.
Now I amble across Tamriel, so that I may get lost, and in doing so, discover all the wonders I never found.
This one is very sorry for your loss.
You adventurers are so kind. It was a similar one who found my son's body and delivered the letter to
Yeah, I don't remember if it was another playthrough or another save on this character, but I thought that we had encountered her on stream already in Jagasta's playthrough.
I have already shed enough tears and broken enough bottles for all of Nern.
So tell me about your son. He sounds like a great person.
He was a gallant Argonian, with horns that were as statuesque as a castle, and scales as
Yeah, maybe. I guess the darker ones are a little more over the top.
Oh, I'm sure mothers say that about their children regardless. The clan girls adored him too. And for all his stature and bravery, I feared for his safety.
How is this so?
Whenever he left, travel guides on the Empire. He would pat me on the shoulder and laugh. It was a voice so full of energy that it shook my tail. So gentle, could have been a child's. And that's what he'd always be to me. A child. My child.
Okay, Anne, thanks for dropping by. It's good to see you. And have a great weekend.
I would worry that without the guide, he'd wander off to some place dangerous or get lost in the wilderness. But I realize now it wasn't where he was going that bothered me. I just didn't want him to go.
Yes, sounds like our Eric, yes, Amalie? It is a common story, parents who can't let go and children who refuse to be held. We have seen it just this week, actually.
Yeah. Although my son never pulled away, never ran off in the middle of the night. When he felt the urge to wander, he always told me when. He let me holler and scream, and when I had exhausted all my energy, gave me a kiss and said goodbye, knowing it could have been his last.
Darnaren Jagasta, huh?
Over him leaving, I looked past what it
A rogue and a monk? Sounds like a perfect stranger situation to me.
He could always see forward, even when all I wanted was to go back to the way things were.
Okay, well, I bid you well on your travels. We perhaps will cross paths again soon, yes?
Until next time.
Are you the priestess here?
Azura has seen your coming, traveler. It was not curiosity, but fate that has led you here.
Seen my coming. What do you mean?
Azura has given me the gift of foresight. I had a vision of you walking up.
Aranea looks great with the Bijan overhaul. One of my favorites from that mod.
You have been chosen to
Actually, any of the Dark Elf characters.
I know
All of them with that overhaul look great.
it will all unfold as she has
Aranea looks great. Janassa looks great. Bralina in the college. And even, what's her name? The Nightingale. I'm a fan. Very well. This one has much respect for Azura, and I will do whatever I can to help her. So, what does she need?
You must go to a fortress, endangered by water, yet untouched by it. Inside, you will find an elven mage who can
No,
turn
Loki.
the
Absolutely not. Feel free.
as black as night. It is cryptic, I know, but Azura's side.
Me Jagasta to Jagasta.
I believe the fortress may refer to Winterhold. Ask if they know this elven enchanter. May Azura's magic protect you.
Okay. So Azura is a deity from Jagasta's home province of elsewhere, and she is very well respected by pretty much everybody there that is religious or spiritual. She is a chief deity in the Khajiit pantheon, and a very prominent figure in their creation myth. So Jagasta is no exception. He loves Azura, and he will do whatever he can to help her out if she needs help. He gets the sense from Aranea that she's on the up and up, and that he can trust her. So, of course, we are going to do what Aranea asks here, and we'll go check out Winterhold. Yeah, I've never had Maricine along as a companion, although I have, on very rare occasions, seen her at certain inns now and then. I don't know why it's so rare to actually see her after the first meeting, but yeah. She seems to be a rare encounter for me. At least after that first encounter with at the Shrine of Talos. Oh boy. Are we gonna Skyrim down this this mountain here? See if we can find a better path, if we can even get back up there. Hop, 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 hop. I think we might be stuck. Alright. Quick save, just in case we die. Khajiit always lands on feet, yes. Phew, that was close. Yeah, that's the ritual stone being a little bit buggy there. When it summons spirits that are part of the same like faction as the enemy that you're fighting, they'll turn on you. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's by design, but yeah. Also, when you're fighting Spriggans and it summons any kind of animal spirit, the Spriggans will override the aggression and turn your animal spirits on you. Jagasta firmly believes that everybody is on his own path. So that's kind of a key concept of the Riddlethar. And he is a monk of the Riddlethar, officially. The monastery that he came from was a Goutfang monastery, which believes in like fluidity of energy and everybody having a different path toward whatever their goals are. No two lives are the same. No two paths are the same. Your path to progression will be completely different from somebody else's. And aside from, you know, the basic punch and kick techniques, the Goutfang martial art really doesn't have any formalized advanced techniques or anything. They kind of leave it to the individual martial artists to figure that out on their own. After a certain level anyway, and that's sort of the sort of spiritual walkabout that Jagasta is on right now. He is looking for his own advancement. And that ties nicely to the Riddlethar, which kind of is a little bit of swirling chaos, order through swirling chaos. and being able to create consistency through constant change. So there's a lot of fluidity in both of them. They jibe really well with each other. So that being said, he feels that everybody's spiritual path is their own, and if that path leads you to not take on a deity or even believe in the gods above, then Jagasta will accept that. He won't think any less of Darnair for that reason. Of course, that being said, Jagasta is on his own path, and the different deities in the Khajiit pantheon do play a big part in that path, in his path particularly. So there is that. I'm actually going to turn off head tracking right now because it's so janky. It's really distracting. So no more Jagasta looking at the camera until I get this stuff with the GeForce experience figured out, and I can ditch OBS for a bit. Okay, so let's figure out where this elf is. We'll stop in for a spot of brunch.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
I'm sorry, could you...
You bet. I love talking about these characters like this. So like anything that can prompt me to talk more about the character leads to a stronger roleplay, in my opinion. So if you have any questions about the character, please do let me know.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nelagard. Do your worst. I don't deal with any college applicants these days, so don't bother asking.
Are you with the college?
No. Gods no, not for years. I left Winterhold for some time, and returned to stay here at the inn.
Simpa, I kind of assumed that with Maricine she'd be available as a follower once you found her in one of those inns after the first encounter with her, or at least I don't know if maybe they aren't even implemented in that way yet. The way I kind of assumed it would work is you would encounter her at a certain hold in a certain inn, and then she would take you along with her on one of her dragon hunting expeditions in that area. And then after a couple of those, maybe she would become available as a follower, but yeah. It is exceedingly rare for me to see her outside of that first meeting, but I have seen her. I just haven't followed up with it. And then considering that there aren't even dragons in a lot of my playthroughs, that kind of puts the kibosh on anything involving dragons and Maricine.
My days at the college are long behind me.
Unless it's a scripted encounter, and the dragon spawn is actually scripted as part of one of her quests, and that would work, I think. I am looking for an elven mage who studies the stars.
Who sent you? Was it the college? The Jarl? We agreed there would be no
Close
more
talker.
questions.
Oh boy. Alright. I guess we're stuck with first person for right now. A priestess of Azura sent me.
Azura? Gods, it's all finally coming back to haunt me.
Oh god.
What do you know about soul gems?
Just climbing right up into his mouth here. Soul gems, why do you ask?
That's what caused all the trouble. Soul gems are used in enchanting, but they break afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even wearing a mask. It's
Azura's
completely rude.
Star, a Daedric artifact that allows
Social
any number of
distancing,
souls to
Nellikar.
pass through it. Some of us wanted to find out how. I was working under Malin Varen then. If only we knew what he was really planning.
I can feel the cold droplets of spittle land upon my brow as he speaks. And what did this Malin do?
Malin wanted to alter the star. He was dying, disease. He thought he could store his own soul inside, become immortal. It drove him mad. Students started dying. Eventually, the college exiled him. He took a few
Oh yeah,
disciples
quite plump,
to Illinois
especially for an Altmer, right?
Look, I don't care who asked you to find the star, but don't take it back to Azura. The Daedra are evil. They're the reason Malin went insane.
This one does not believe this about Azura.
All right,
but
then.
thank you for letting me know where this star is, yes? Okay, so that's active. Alright, well that at least tells us where the star is. And it is also quite another trek down to Falkreath again. So we'll probably do some detours on the way. I'm thinking it might be nice to traverse the coast here to Dawnstar, and then we can actually check for recruits there at the Windpeak Inn, and then follow the road south back down to Whiterun, and then we can take a carriage to Falkreath from there. Or, you know, maybe we can just hike it down, and then there's the is it Shriekwind Pass that goes through here, or is that the Falkreath one? Maybe encounter Zora on our way. We do have an opening for a follower. Yeah, what's with all these people wanting kisses from Jagasto? There was Duraz at Old Hroldan Inn. He was obsessed with kissing Jagasta. And now Nelikar, too. He has wide appeal.
I'm ready if you are.
Let's have some lunch. Here we go. Actually, I could go for some lunch in real life. I'm pretty hungry. So yeah, I think that's where we'll take this. Let's head down the coast to Dawnstar, and then once we get to the city, I think we'll call the stream there. Been going for about 3 hours now. It's a little later than I normally stream, just because we got a late start due to the technical issues with GeForce Experience being bugged. But yeah, it was a nice stable stream anyway. I'm still getting some artifacting. I'm seeing I gotta tweak the bitrate a little bit, I think, in OBS, but once I got everything up and going, it was nice not having to deal with any crashes or garbled audio.
That's what I call teamwork.
Been pretty uneventful, which I like. You like hairy guys? Well, Jagasta is a hairy guy.
Divines have mercy on you.
Oh boy, we are in the midst of a Horker attack here. This is breaking Jagasta's heart. This did not need to happen. You know, I might consider taking on a calm spell. Just for situations like this where Jagasta is being attacked by an animal and he does not want to have to kill the animal to get out of the encounter. Maybe I will look into that. Another shrine up there. I think seeing shrines off in the distance would pique Jagasta's curiosity, make his whiskers perk up a little bit. After all, his main goal of this trek to Skyrim is a spiritual walkabout of some sorts. He's trying to discover his own spirituality and his path to progression in the Gautfang. So whenever he sees like a shrine or something like that, he would be almost compelled to investigate. Just to try to learn more about the faiths of Skyrim. One-handed skill training book, huh? We're not going to take it. Jagasta's not going to loot anything from a shrine, but he would be curious as to what is being left there. As to glean some kind of clue as to the just overall tone of this spiritual place. So with the fancy big old glass battle axe and an instructional book on one-handed technique, I think he is getting the feeling that this Talos shrine here is for warriors seeking an edge in battle, seeking a means to valor and glory and strength. Respectable, but not exactly his cup of tea. He does like being an honorable warrior, but he doesn't want to base his faith entirely upon fighting. It's not Jagasta's style. There's more out there than victory in combat. Yeah, he killed the fox. And yeah, the calming spell is nice for that. And I think it also makes sense for this character too. I like him to be a calming, peaceful influence on the people and creatures around him. Even to the point where I might consider trying to install One with Nature and set aggression off for these creatures. Some of them, anyway. Much like I did with Aralas. Although I'm still a little gun-shy on adding mods in this save in particular, because I did completely break one save with this particular character and had to start over by adding mods. I still don't know what exactly broke it, but it was after I added some mods to it that I was not able to get back into it, so. That mod is pretty lightweight, though, and I've added that mid-playthrough before, too. On other saves. Magus is unsubbing because of the dead fox. Fair enough, fair enough. It wasn't your fox, though. It was just a fox, not the fox. Hey, Jagasta didn't kill the fox. A wolf killed the fox. Although I am guilty of killing foxes on camera, but only because with CaCO, their canine teeth make for great poisons, because they have both the damage health and lingering damage health effects. Combine the two and you have a very powerful poison for a dark alchemist. I must confess, I felt extremely guilty every time I did it. But those canine teeth. What's going on up here now? I know we're getting close to Dawnstar. I don't think we're there yet, but I don't remember seeing the structure. Oh, this is Dawnstar. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Well, let's see here. Let's get to the inn, although I'm not going in. Oh yeah, my frame rate is definitely suffering right here. I usually get about 50 frames per second with this city overhaul for Dawnstar. And now I think I'm stuttering pretty badly, probably into the low 40s. Yeah, even into the 30s right here. Ugh, terrible. Okay. Let's head up to the inn here, but we're not going to go in. We are going to hang out right here. Okay, I think I'm going to call the stream right here, because I think as soon as we go into this inn, we're going to encounter a major sidetrack.
Don't worry about me. I don't need a break.
Yeah, well, I do, Amelie. Give it a break anyway. Oh my gosh, she's a big fan. She's a big Jagasta fan. Can't blame her. Yeah, I think so. I've not seen... Well, I also streamed with GeForce Experience on windowed mode when I streamed. Wow, I really picked the most busy area I could have to stop the stream, huh? Yeah, Wallows and Ashes, that stream, that performed a little better. Even though I was in windowed mode there. Now that being said, even when I'm not streaming, I do notice the stutter when I move the camera in windowed mode. So there is something there, but yeah, I would agree. I think it's mostly OBS.
Attacked the Hall of the Vigilant, burned it to the ground. Never heard of vampires doing anything like that before.
Oh, it's a talky town, isn't it? It was very quiet for a while, and now nobody will shut up. Alright, so yeah, I think it's fairly obvious for people who have played this game before what we're going to do next. So we'll do that next week, probably. But until then, thank you for joining. If you happen to upon this stream and you're not part of the community, check out the links below in the description. There's a lot of Skyrim content out there. I do have to... the links aren't there right now, but they will be by the time this is archived. There's a ton of Skyrim content out there by our own Darnair Gaming. Has some YouTube content out there, has some hardware refreshing that he's going to do at some point, but still has some good machinima, well, maybe not machinima type stuff, but some good mashups and cool cutscenes and stuff like that he does. Very impressive work. We have our own Magus, who just is hopefully finishing up his own load order right now. Heavily modded load order. I think he ended up around 750 mods. Doing some testing now. I think he's going to switch over to Twitch, but he's got a lot of streams archived on his YouTube channel. You can check that out. William McNee has a long-running Skyrim Let's Play with the Dana Fey / Tariel character that is at the end of its life now, but yeah, lots of content there, lots of fun Let's Play content there, and I think I heard rumors that he's looking into starting a new one at some point with a new load order. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, we saw 57 Strudel in the chat earlier too. She has an epic series of novels that is based on the Skyrim universe. She likes to take bit characters, NPCs that aren't fleshed out from the vanilla games and some mods and stuff like that, and give them epic backstories and take them on epic journeys and stuff. I haven't finished the series. I did start it. There's a lot to get through there, but if you want something to read and you love Skyrim, there's lots of that stuff there too. Who else? Is there anybody else that popped in today that has content? There's also EJ Lowell, who has her own... she's not in the chat today, but I will put a link to EJ's YouTube channel below. She is a magnificent YouTube creator. Awesome stuff on her channel there, so go check that out. The Wind, yes, The Wind, she streams every Wednesday and Sunday. Lots of fun on Twitch. Also, very well modded game, and some beautiful characters that she likes to take through. The Ringer. Also, lots of interactivity on those Twitch streams. That turns out to be a lot of fun. So go check her out as well. The Panicked Monk also has a very cool channel with lots of cinematic stuff in his Skyrim videos. I'm probably missing some people, but that's okay. There's a lot of it out there. Check out the links. So yeah, other than that, I will see y'all next time. Thank you for hanging out, and take care, okay? Oh, yeah, Bayofish. Bayofish for sure. Has some great streams, does a lot of educational modding and stuff like that. Speaking of modding, I gotta fix my master level trainers. That's a bummer. Oh, Couch Warrior. Definitely Couch Warrior. Couch Warrior TV, in my opinion, the best in cinematic Skyrim content.
Sorry, gotta run.
He just ran up to me to interrupt me just to tell me that he has to run. Anyway. Yeah, simply the best cinematic Skyrim content. He does these live streams that are well beyond the production values of most recorded footage. So yeah, link below on that as well. Alright guys, so I had fun. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time, alright? Take care.